All right, gang. Well, welcome to Gettysburg again. As you can see, I got this big monster set up. A most fearful sacrifice, thanks to Wardrobe and McMurray playing it. I needed to play it. And speaking of which, there's Wardrobe right there. Right. So yeah, he's playing it too right now. We're sort of around the same time. I managed to play. I'm going to start the 6 p.m. game turn on July 1st. Let me tell you something. I apologize that I haven't shot any footage, but this damn thing is too much fun, and I've just been rolling through the turns. I just played the 5 p.m. turn now. I just sit down and started playing that a little while ago. That doesn't take long. Um, I sort of calculated that I have used about probably 30-70 or 40-60 of actually using the events on the event cards, because there's some of them that really come in handy. And then occasionally I'll use, like I know for this last turn with the Union one, their event cards that served really no purpose for the event. I've had to, move a unit minimum, or maybe not even really fire. I've got to get these guys out. So here's what's happened. All right. Well, actually, I want to address something. So I remember when the game first came out, the first time I played it, it was new. It was definitely a different system, and I was not accustomed to the cards. What is this called? What's this called? Card driven or card?
Card activation.
Card activation. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I wasn't used to that, and I don't know if I ever really grasped it. I remember talking about reinforcements coming on and not continuing their move, and I know that Hermann then put the option rule in there for movement to the sound of the guns or something like that. But I also know in the designer notes that they said all the test plays they did, they didn't seem to have a problem, and I'm going to agree with him now. He's right, because if you use the stuff appropriately, you might get failed die rolls, which might cause units to hesitate, or if you get leaders killed. So let's talk about leaders killed. All right. So we're playing the all this is my fault scenario, the historical 3 days, and Reynolds is priority number 1 to be killed on a casualty, and then Heath is priority number 2. Whether it's Corps or Division, doesn't matter. Those 2 guys are the first to go. We know Reynolds got killed in the morning. We know that Heath got wounded because Jonathan Pettigrew took over. So, needless to say, I killed both of them in like the first 3 or 4 turns of the game. But then, later on, put it this way, I've rolled 5 officer kills on the Fortunes of War. Fortunately, for the Confederates, I rolled Heath a second time, so he came back on. He recovered from his wounds and came back on. And let me tell you something, you do not want to have an officer with a wounded marker, because you take one of these silly little chits, these little chits right here, and you're going to drop them on their command card, because they don't have replacement generals for the divisions. And every time you roll on his card, you're going to take -2 off the roll. Well, come on, man. Heath stinks as it is. So now you got to roll pretty much a 5 or 6, 4, 5, or 6 to get anybody to do anything. Thank God Heath came back into the battle and recovered from his wounds. All right. So like I said, I've blown through to the 1600, getting ready to start 6 p.m. turn. Now here's what's happened. The initial fight was the same as the description on the first day. You can hear Warder over there laughing at his rolls. But Buford held up, did really well. First Corps managed to arrive on McPherson's Ridge, and the fight for McPherson's Ridge was fierce. And the Union actually outclassed Heath, which I believe those regiments, because I think Pettigrew's the only really, really decent brigade in Heath's division. And then, of course, trying to get Pender on, get him moving, which you can see now, excuse me, as we're in the late afternoon, early evening, he has finally crossed over Seminary Ridge. Okay? Buford's cavalry pulled off when the 1st Corps, 2nd Division, and the 1st Division, and even part of Doubleday's 3rd Division showed up. But now look what's happened. Early came on the map, and I'm not kidding you, just depending on how the dice rolls on your orders priority stuff or division priority stuff and what kind of cards you draw, there's some really, really valuable cards in there that allow you to execute unit movements, and you got to use them when you can. Well, Rhodes just ran right up with 2 brigades and smacked the front 11th Corps units that arrived on the battlefield north of town. And then, lo and behold, he did such good damage in this area right in here that once Early came on, he pretty much had a clean shot into the edge of Gettysburg, where he fought in this area right here, cleared out some 11th Corps units, some artillery units, and now I want you to look, due to the way the cards have been drawn, Early is sitting on Cemetery Hill, and he's sitting on 2 victory point hexes, okay? Well, 12th Corps came on, This is where you start to thinking about how to use these cards. So I got the one card where you can activate a division, priority 1 and priority 2, and you take a -2 dice roll. So I said, okay, 12th Corps is the nearest mass amount of forces coming in over here that I can get. So I executed their move, and it worked out really well. They were both successful, and I got to use full maneuvers on them. Then I drew the 12th Corps card later. I'm like, oh, that's perfect timing, knowing that was going to happen. And damn if I didn't roll one brigade. One brigade and one hex of Wainwright's what's his name? Muhlenberg's artillery, and he was at the back of the column anyhow. So I got to move the one brigade up in maneuver to get them close to where Early's, who's that, Hayes, I think, up here? No, Gordon. Those tough Georgians are up on some. So there's going to be a fight there. Well, amidst all of this nightmare, with 11th Corps, imagine that, getting just shattered right in here. Now, 1st Corps is trapped. Because, and I got a 1 brigade draw on 1st Corps. And dumb old me didn't switch priorities. And as you can see, I still got Doubleday in the top priority slot. So I only got a division. I got a division group move, which, yeah, okay. I was able to get Doubleday's guys that are beating up pretty good, get them moving back so they can help with that mess. And then Standard, who would come on, I finally got a chance to move him up. So that's somewhat of a plus. The question is, next time when I draw that, before I set my orders, my division priorities this next turn, what do I do? Do I set Baxter or Robinson, or do I set Cutler? Wadsworth, a division. Or I'm sorry, yeah. Which division do I set as priority 1, priority 2? I'm not sure what to do because I don't know if I may need Doubleday to help with that right there. So you really got to think through these priorities, setting your priorities on those sheets over there a lot. Well, all right, so you've got 12th Corps on the map. 3rd Corps is on the move. I still got 11th Corps units sitting right down here, okay? More 3rd Corps units sitting right down here. So I still got units that have come on. I finally had to pull Devon's cavalry, who I had Buford, his whole division was going to pull out and go down the Seminary Ridge this way and screen, but I had to reverse Devon and send him back up here to help the 11th Corps, which that really didn't serve any purpose because Early and Rhodes just completely overran them. All right. So there's where we stand, getting ready to start the 6 p.m. turn, just blowing through this game. Now that, like I say, this is the second time me playing this, I've grasped a lot of it. Watching Wardrobe and Murray play has really got me sparked to play this game. The rest of you out there, if you've got room to play the campaign or the 3 days, play the 3 days, this thing. Because this thing is really shaking out to be, it's quite fun. So now I'm pumped up to get Rocket Chickamauga. Wait on that one to come in. So hopefully we'll all be seeing that before long. Yeah, there you got it. That's a Most Fearful Sacrifice, 6 p.m. on July 1st. I'm going to keep rolling dice because this is just having a good old time. If you got any questions you want to ask me, if I can help to answer or anything at all, just let me know. Put it in the comments below, and we'll see you with the next video go round. See ya.